It has been way too long since I've recorded a video. I know it's been, what, like 9 or 10 days? That's kind of sad. Honestly, I have no idea what's even happened. The time has just kind of gotten away from me. And, life is crazy like that. So, I'm not going anywhere. I haven't disappeared or nothing. In fact, I see all your comments. I see the new subscribers come up. And I love seeing that. So, why would I go away from that? If you are new to the channel, hello and welcome. I go by Lyric, and I post all the types of things that I find interesting, from TV show reviews, to music, to apps and nerdy things, to games that I'm able to play as a blind person. I have multiple disabilities, including blindness, dwarfism, and today we're going to talk about a skin condition, which I also have, something not a lot of people know because I don't really talk about it too much. And this is a skin condition that I think that needs to be talked about. Nobody talks about it. It's kind of seen as weird or gross or mysterious, because no one talks about it. So anyone who can relate to my story, I want to invite you to tell your story with the hashtag ExpressYourHS, and just start a dialogue, because the information that's out there is all from medical professionals, which is great, but we need to tell our own stories too to get people to understand what life is like and what can be done to better living with the condition for everybody. So let's jump right in. We are on a website. I'm not actually sure if you can see my screen. I had to do some technical whittling, and I'm not sure if my screen capture is even working. But we are on a website which is called the HS Foundation, and it's for this condition specifically. I call it HS because it's simpler and faster to say. The full name is hidradenitis suppurativa, and to be completely honest, I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right, but that's how I say it. So let's talk about what this is. HS is a chronic inflammatory skin condition that causes painful lumps that are often found in particular areas of the body, such as the underarms or in the groin and inner thigh, but can also happen on the chest, back, or butt. It is often mistaken for infected follicles, abscesses, boils, or cysts. HS is more common than you think, just underdiagnosed until now. The HS Foundation is committed to encouraging, supporting, and celebrating people living with HS, while leading efforts for advocacy, education, and research. So yeah, that's honestly exactly what I'm trying to do too. Maybe I should connect with them. They help me a lot. I'll go into that in a second. But first, I'm gonna tell sort of my story and my journey with understanding this condition. So I started to experience symptoms around, I think, 10. My family would tell me, oh, it's because, you could use to lose some weight, or because you could use to do this better. So I tried all those things that they recommended, and I still struggled with the symptoms. So I would go to doctors, and I would get antibiotics, and that would help. But of course, it's chronic, right? So things would still prop up. Now one day, I was browsing the internet, and I ran across a forum where someone had posted their story, and I really wish that I remembered which website I found it on or who posted it, because I would love to actually write them and say thank you, because when they posted their story, I read it and went, well, oh my god, this sounds like me. What is this HS thing? So here I go again, delving down the rabbit holes of Dr. Google, and I managed to find a specialist from this website, actually, the HS Foundation, in my area who specifically focused on HS. When I went to her, she told me pretty much immediately, yep, that's what you have, and we're going to help you get treatment. Of course, now that I actually had a name for what it was and understood what it was, I felt better about it. I felt better about myself, and my family felt better about it. It is definitely tied to, you know, some comorbidities. Weight can be a factor, lifestyle can be a factor, but it's not just because of being overweight or because of the way that we live or take care of ourselves. What it is caused by 100% is still not entirely known, but it's definitely not our fault the way some people like to make it sound. But just because of the nature of it, there's scarring, there's bumps, there's drainage sometimes. It can be very damaging to a person's psychology, especially as it's more common in women. Women and body image is of course important, and it can be, you know, challenging and damaging to a woman who's experiencing these types of symptoms. For me, like I said, I connected with her. We started treatment. Most of the time treatment is antibiotics. Sometimes it's surgical excision or drainage of the infected area. But ideally, dermatologists like to get people on Humira, and you've probably heard of Humira because it's advertised on TV all the time for other conditions, but they do not actually mention that it is for HS. So she started me on that, and that was 3 or 4 years ago. Since then, my symptoms have definitely abated. Not to say that they aren't there, but they are much less. I haven't had any flare-up in a couple of years, and I don't usually have too much trouble. But sometimes, you know, around, like, I'm a woman, so, you know, my time of the month, sometimes it'll flare up a little bit. If I eat certain foods, or if I'm out in the heat for too long, sometimes it'll flare up a bit from just like sweating and stuff, or like I said, certain triggers food wise. But for the most part, I'm able to manage it pretty well, and I don't have negative repercussions of the condition. Unfortunately for other people, it's not so easy. Not everybody has access to doctors who are knowledgeable. Not everyone has access to the medication that they need, or the skincare products that they might need. And not everyone has access to the information that they need in order to even get all those things. So the more we talk about it, the more we raise awareness, both for people who may have it and don't understand it, but also for people who have not had it or who've not heard about it, who may have seen someone's scar from HS, or who may have seen a little bit of drainage on someone's clothes or on something, and went, oh my god, you know, what's wrong with them? What's their deal? They need to take care of themselves better. Sometimes these things just pop up, and we do the best we can, as everyone does with whatever other conditions they have. So if you meet someone and you notice those things, you know, just ask questions. Hey, do you have HS? Is there anything I can do to kind of help out? If they have certain products, gauze pads, skincare sort of cleanses, anything like that, you know, just be cool. Just ask questions, try to understand, try to learn. Don't just, ew, that's gross, it's an STD, or I'm gonna get infected because I am near you. That is not true. So don't be a jerk, you know? For real. If anyone else has a story, a comment that they are comfortable sharing, they want to tell their own story, they want to shoot a video of them doing whatever activity they do despite having HS, they want to shoot a photo of themselves if they're, self-confident enough to show somewhere that may have been affected by this condition, or just of themselves, like, again, like I said, just, living despite this condition. Use the hashtag ExpressYourHS with me. I would love to hear and see other stories and others' experiences. And together, maybe we can sort of show the world that this condition varies, that it is okay, that it is totally safe, that it can be difficult and challenging just like any other condition. Um, and just spread that awareness and get that awareness out there for the next person or for the new person. And again, this HS Foundation is super useful if anyone needs it as a resource or wants to learn more or anything like that. Definitely check them out. I highly recommend them as someone who has helped me just in finding a doctor. So shout out to them. That's it for me for now. Hit that like button, that subscribe button if you want to see more of my quirky content. Drop a comment if this was informative to you or if you have your own experience, and express your HS. Have a great night.